Hello, internet. Hello. My name is Kamahelo B. Chadi. I'm so inconsistent with these introductions and the greetings, so forgive me. Forgive me if you have been watching the videos. But anyway, today I wanted to talk about my day with Petra. The day that ended up being 3 days because the girl is she's very interesting. So I had to take my time a little bit getting to know her. And even with that, I feel like she's still gonna, surprise me as I own her and wear her a bit more in the future. The story of Petra. So I went into the Lattafa site to, kind of get a feel of what her story is. And apparently the name comes from the Greek word for stone. So Petra. The Greek word for stone. I think some people, like I was more aware of the male leaning version of the word Petros. So this is just the female version of that Greek word. So the idea of stone is, she's inspired by the Mediterranean. You can see from a lovely bottle, that Santorini type of vibe happening there. The idea of the formulation or the brief was that they wanted to capture a bit of those luxurious Mediterranean summer and just have it in the bottle. So kind of petrify it and capture it in stone. So she has top notes of rum and plum. She has a heart of tuberose and coconut and a base of vanilla, musk, and praline. So those are her notes. When it comes to the opening, I definitely get the plum and the rum. Wow. Definitely get the plum and the rum. So the plum is not like a juicy, sweet type of plum. I think because of the rum, it brings about a more darker, mysterious type of tone to the fragrance. So I think this is the thought that I had the first time I sniffed it, and even with the different days that I wore her, the rum does not give boozy. It doesn't have a boozy element to it. For me, it's more of a tone. It's setting a tone, so it brings about like an edginess, a mysteriousness of the scent. I quite enjoyed that. There's also a bit of creaminess in the opening. I didn't want to use the word buttery, but I do get a little bit of butteriness from the opening, which I have heard is associated or is a nuance of tuberose. So it tends to smell a bit creamy, velvety, buttery. So that's what I get hit with when I spray her. It settles into, I think, the rum and the plum. They sort of subside. They become more subdued, but they're still there. So the whole day I could get a bit of that rum dark plumminess. In the middle, there's a bit of floral, but I found the floral it was playing hide and seek with my nose, to put it simply. So I think because tuberose is a new scent to my nose, I couldn't spot it, right? So I actually went out one day to the mall just to go sniff out some tuberose central or tuberose forward perfumes, just to get a feel of how it is as a note, to get a sense of it. So I did a Tom Ford perfume, I can't remember the name, and I also did a Gucci one. I think it could have been a third one, but I think from those two I got a slight idea of what I should be expecting, and I don't think I sniff it out. And maybe I might need a bit more time to get accustomed to the note, or it's just so beautifully balanced in here that you can't actually, it's not a tuberose forward fragrance, which is funny because a lot of the reviews were talking about how it's distinct, and if you're not a tuberose fan, you might not vibe with Petra, but I don't know. I'm not getting that. So maybe it's coming from people that are more experienced and have more exposure to tuberose, and that's how they feel, but I'm not necessarily getting that. For me, what I would be aware of if I was going into this was the beginning, that plum and rum opening. So the first few minutes, it's a bit tricky. That for me would be my word of caution. In terms of the florals, I don't think it's that floral, honestly, my opinion. What I believe the tuberose brought is a sexiness. There's a sensualness, there's this intoxicatingness. Like the first time I wore it, I just wanted to keep sniffing. I wanted to figure her out in a beautiful type of way. Like, you are gorgeous. I want to know what you are trying to tell me type of thing, because I wore her to work. I would walk away and like just try to sniff and try to pay attention to, okay, what are you about? So there's this thing that pulls you in and wants you to like get a little bit more of her. I do think as much as has that warmth and that, you know, rummy, plummy vibe to her, I think she settles into silence. She's not loud. She's still there, but she's not loud enough to distract people around you. When I thought about her overall character, I thought edgy elegance, like mysterious femininity type of thing. For some reason, the image that came to my mind was of Miranda Priestley from The Devil Wears Prada. That powerful, feminine, confident type of personality. So she's definitely mature. She's for, I don't think, younger or people that enjoy young, bubbly, sparkly type of scents. I don't think they will like her. I would wear her in summer, but only if wherever I am there's air conditioning. I think she will do well in cooler weathers. So yeah, if it's summer, it's either there's air conditioning or it's in the evening. I wore her the one time and I went out for a bit. I was out in the heat, and when I came back, there was this occlusiveness that I got on my body. Think of Vaseline petroleum jelly. She wasn't heavy, like she wasn't suffocating me, but the scent of it did change a little bit. That was my impression of Petra and the couple of days that I spent with her. I definitely do believe that she will change. I'm hoping that the longer I have her and the longer she sort of sits, the floralness of her will develop a little bit more. I don't know. I'm kind of hoping that I get a little bit more of that. Apart from that, I enjoyed wearing her. For the 3-4 days that I wore her, it was easy for me to put her on. I was going to the office most of the time. There's aircon. It was a very pleasurable wearing experience. She's intoxicating. That's the word. She's intoxicating.